From
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Juicy GG podcast. This is the pilot episode. Jabari is going to be hanging out with me. We're going to talk a little bit of Age of Empires and have some fun. So, I hope you guys enjoy. What's up, Jabari?
Not too much, man. Thanks for having me. And yeah, dude, I really respect you going ahead and starting this podcast. It's something I've heard a lot of people talk about doing before, but nobody actually has the gumption to go ahead and just get rolling.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be something that we'll have to learn some things on the fly, but I'm good with that. And I've wanted to do it for a long time, and finally just decided to pull the trigger. So,
Yeah, me too, dude. I mean, everybody thinks they've got some ideas and stuff worth sharing. It's worth a shot. And I guess we actually have some interesting stuff going on to talk about with the Banano Age of Empires tournament and everything.
yeah, Age of Empires 2, favorite game of mine. We've been doing a lot with it over the last couple of years. You recently jumped in with this Banano Open Classic idea, and we've been running with it for it's been 2 months now already.
Yeah, man. I feel like it's been actually more than 2 months. This thing is dragging on. This is like turning out to be a chapter of my life, the Banana Open Classic chapter. Um, but it's a good thing, man. It's much better to be hosting a tournament and casting and all that jazz than just like degenerately compulsively playing a video game alone.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun for us. I've had a ton of great games to cast with you. You actually surprised me. You jumped in there to cast, even though at the beginning you're like, I don't even know if I want to cast at all. And now you're like, when
Yeah.
can we cast? It's great.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love it, dude. I guess I wasn't really motivated to analyze games or anything like that previously, but once we started, I mean, it's good fun, man. And you actually have a pretty decent platform and audience. Like throughout my life, I've tried a bunch of different things, like program some game or whatever, try to put some memes and stuff together. And it's really hard to like get an audience to have people pay attention to what you're putting out. And I guess I find myself having put thousands of hours into Age of Empires. So having people tune in to hear us talk about it, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I think it's just like for me, this is like a part time thing. Like I have a full time job, wife, 3 kids, so like being able to do something like this, it's like different and out there. It's just a ton of fun for me, and it's been interesting. We grew this Discord, which is currently just over 400 members, which is insane. I feel like we have a lot of people that play every day. It's insane as well. I love it. Honestly, I love just like logging in and seeing like there's a couple different groups of team games going on. So looking to keep up with it though, man. Banano is a great event. Custom maps we have going on for it. I mean, Banano is also cryptocurrency. I'll let you dive in on that one a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I can just go into it right now. I suppose it's like the one planned topic we have. So,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, we're in the middle of currently hosting the first meme coin sponsored esports tournament, which I think is like kind of a bit of a landmark. I mean, it's like obviously some super nerdy like union of a couple niche things, but I think that meme coins and esports are really like emergent as big things, and it kind of feels special to be the first one. At this point, the tournament prize pool is quite low. It's just like $200 worth of community donations, around 15,000 Banano. But yeah, dude, Banano. I've been in the crypto game for a little bit. Like so many people, I knew about crypto, approximately a decade ago, and at numerous different forks in the road, decided not to invest in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, around 2017, I saw numerous people become millionaires for nothing. Like suddenly the most successful people I knew of our generation were the people who just randomly decided to put their bets on Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, it kind of blew up
And
over the last like decade, really.
well, I believe Bitcoin was like born in 2009. So it's like literally less than 13ish years old now. And I wasn't aware of the existence of altcoins until 2017 when the train was really leaving the station. But yeah, since then, I mean, I've looked at a bunch of different coins. I've bought a bunch of different coins. And once I got into Banano, man, what can I say, man? I kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
I've
mean, you've
committed.
been like super committed to the Reddit community. Like, you have memes everywhere. You send me a meme like every day. Like,
Indeed.
you're highly invested into it. And I am not. I'm not very familiar with the cryptocurrency game, which I've learned more since you approached me about all this, and it's been a lot of fun to look into and learn. I mean, but it's insane. Like, this prize pool is funded completely through that Reddit community, basically, right?
Indeed, yeah. I mean, we've had numerous people give donations on the order of 1,000 Banano or more, which is like $12 today, which is pretty good for random people just tossing money into an esports prize pool.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. It's
and
it's
yeah,
awesome, man. Like, it was really surprising because when you first approached me with this, I was like, it's cryptocurrency. I don't know anything about this. Like, I'm going in dark, and like you keep sending me stuff, and I'm on that Reddit like every day now because it's hilarious. Like, it's a great community. I look forward to following it myself now. But I mean, as far as the tournament itself goes, we've done one low bracket, and we're in the end stages of the middle bracket with hopes to do the open bracket starting March 1st with a larger prize pool.
yeah, I mean, honestly, we like unless a miracle happens, we aren't going to get the funding we're asking for. I mean, quite simply, we're asking for 1 million Banano. We're asking for around 15,000 US for the prize pool to make it what they call an S tier tournament. This game that we happen to love and have played for over a decade has emerged as it's on probably on the fringe of the top 10 esports.
Yeah.
Um, like the game itself is kind of a miracle, dude. It's like I don't want to use the word definitive, but
I
I'm
was
struggling to
waiting
come up
for
with
it.
I mean, it's the pinnacle of the RTS genre. Like RTS is a genre which isn't really improved by graphics or any of the new innovations over the last 15 years. It is fundamentally the exact same game that was released, in the late 1990s.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't
And
really had many new RTS games that have really stood out like Age of Empires either. So that, I think, has gone a long way. I mean, the definitive edition came out like 2 years ago now, and it's blown up. The prize pool overall for all tournaments is just massive now in comparison to what it was 5 years ago.
indeed, yeah. I mean, the community supports dozens of full-time players slash content creators. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's so much precedent for similar tournaments. I guess we took a lot of inspiration from the Red Bull tournament. I guess fundamentally the idea that you can have a tournament with just a sponsor that's completely unrelated to the game in any way, just slap a name on it, do a little bit of theming, and it works.
For sure.
Um,
I mean, and the banana like theme is perfect. I mean, there's so much that can like be translated. I mean, we changed the scout in the game to a monkey and just altered the monkey's stats. Like, it's spectacular.
Yeah, a lot of things have lined up well. The fact that there's a like full-fledged monkey unit in the game, which is also rare enough that people find it really special, is really cool. I mean, when I one day I just said I'm going to try and figure out some map scripting, and the one thing I wanted to do was to make a map that looks like a banana, and it was shockingly easy to create that. I'm not an expert map scripter by any means, but I was so pleased to be able to arrive at that result.
For sure. I
And
mean, we've had a lot of love for that map too. I mean, it has been played a fair amount of times, even though the map pool is varying and there's a lot of other maps available. People are picking that map, so it's always good to see.
indeed, I do have a strat prepared for it, which will hopefully get revealed on stream in due time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you are playing and participating in this bracket. We won't spoil it as to where things are right now. But if you guys do want to see that, we'll have the links and everything below. I mean, just it's been a lot of commitment for a lot of people, and it's like a working man's tournament. So we give people like a week to play, and we cast Rex and Rex only. We never cast anything live. That way, people who generally couldn't participate in these tournaments are more able to because it's easier to allow that time, which I
Yep,
think is great.
and Yeah, I think our tournament format for mid elo tournaments is just absolutely fabulous. Every single game cast like is such a huge thing. The only other mid elo tournament where I've seen that is the Ireland tournament, which Tech Chariot is currently casting every game for. Also, the way that we have multiple divisions, but they play in sequence. So the low division is not overshadowed by the mid, and similarly, the open division is not competing with the mid. I mean, the hype just builds. A lot of players who started thinking off that they're low or mid tier by the end of it are actually competing a tier above. Um,
For sure,
yeah, I
it's been huge. There's been a couple people from the low bracket move on to the high or the mid bracket, and hopefully some of these guys move on to the open division as well. I mean, it's available to anybody that's in the game, any elo range at this point. So I mean, literally anyone could join if they want to. I mean, I look forward to seeing that bracket. I want to see the end of this one as well, but March 1st is the deadline for that one. We'll also link that below if you guys are interested in signing up, and we'll have all the rules and everything listed there. But it's been a ton of fun. The Banano theme itself and Banano and like just the response from some people in their Discord community has been amazing. Some people in lockup actually like messaging us privately saying that they've been able to follow along and enjoy it while in quarantine.
mm,
Really like I think shows like the quality of the tournament itself.
for sure, man. And one other thing, two distinct people from the low elo bracket have actually messaged me privately about acquiring more Banano. So as a distribution means for Banano as well, the tournament has been hugely successful. I guess opening multiple people's new eyes to
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you definitely opened mine to it. Like I said, didn't even know this thing
it.
existed. But I mean, I feel like that's a lot of people with the crypto game. Like,
Indeed, man. And you know what? I was thinking about this podcast quite a bit, and I'm on the fence between whether I want to pump Banano and talk about how hardcore bullish I am on it, or to slow play it, because Banano, man, it is such a small cryptocurrency right now. I guess part of the reason I got so committed to it is because it's small enough and cheap enough now that it's conceivable to like just buy some and basically become a whale in it. Um,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of curious how you're going to play it too, because when we talk privately, like, you're just like blowing up about it, and like, you have like this glowing like sound in your voice that you're just like pumping this thing full of life. And like, I know you're like super invested. So I was curious how you're going to go with about it. I mean,
Well, so the thing is that with these meme coins, a lot of them in the end resemble something of a pump and dump. And one thing that I love about Banano is that it's an anti-moon coin. Like I'll just say it right up, man. Like my price target for Banano is $19. That's approximately a 2,000 fold increase from the price today. I'll just leave it at that.
sure.
But I don't want to pump it, man. I don't want to see it go up 100x and then crash down 95x over the course of a week or two, man.
For sure.
Like it's a slow burn. It's gathering a lot of authentic energy. I think very few people in the Banano community feel burned by it. And honestly, when you see people come into the forums complaining that the coin's going nowhere, that the price isn't going up, and they're just like drowned out by a bunch of voices of people just saying they like the Banano, and
Yeah.
like people who just genuinely, I mean, want to play with Banano, acquire it, like they're unconcerned with the price. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, and it's at that point where I think people could get into it and learn something about crypto by being invested into that community and like following it, as in the people who jumped in Bitcoin early, probably doing something similar, not really knowing where it was going to go, if it was going to be worth what it's worth today. It's just so many factors involved, like, and being as
Indeed.
affordable as it is now, I mean,
Yep.
it's a fun
And
place to look into.
and if I may objectively sing its praises, Banano is instant to send. It has no transaction fees. It has a phenomenal wallet app in Callium. I've used that app for so many different ways, restoring seeds, scanning QR codes, sending to friends. Like its functionality is absolutely magnificent. Like It is actually, bar none, the best cryptocurrency I have ever used, and I've definitely dabbled with dozens of them. And in addition to that, like the community is so good, and truthfully, man, the crux of it, the thing that will make or break Banano, is the meme itself. Um,
Fair enough. Yeah, no.
and man, I think the Banano meme has legs. Not quite the same legs that Doge necessarily had, with dogs and everything, being so close to everyone's heart.
Sure.
But bananas are a lot of people's favorite fruit. The name is funny. That should be enough.
No, I agree. No, I agree. And just to touch on what you're talking about with that Callium wallet, I mean, someone from who had nothing to do with crypto whatsoever before this, like I now have that wallet, and you showed me how it works, and it is truly easy to use for a first time user as well. That's for sure. I actually look
Oh,
at it every couple of days because it's very interesting.
I'm sorry. My dog was like just about to pee on the floor or something, and I think I might have I might have saved the day a little bit there. But yeah, dude, Callium is actually phenomenal.
Yeah,
Um,
fair enough.
yep,
I mean, it's
and
enjoyable. Do you
indeed,
need
and
a minute to go take care of the dog? I can continue on. You want to jump back in? It's fine.
you know what? I think the dogs help me to maintain a casual atmosphere. Why don't we just proceed?
All right, all right. Sounds good. Well, I mean, we've talked a lot about the Banano, good bit about the tournament, Age Vampires as well. I mean, all of these things together are things we plan on covering here on this podcast, as well as some other games, some interesting news in the gaming community, some RTS games, shooters, all sorts of things. We're gonna have some different people involved in the process. Jabari is gonna be along for the ride, as well as a few other folks. Which we'll introduce you guys to them down the road. But Jabari, with this cryptocurrency interest, I would just ask you one quick question about it.
Go
With
ahead.
with how this thing works and getting to learn this, and you've been in how many different altcoins, what do you think is like the motivation for people to like buy into the cryptocurrency at this point?
Um, I mean, the truthful, most common motivator is probably still speculation, essentially investment. Most people, I think, are just going to end up riding the coins similar to stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, people say the stock market increases whatever, 10% on average per year, something like that. Crypto's literally just that on steroids before it's anything else. And I think that that is how most people will use it. Um, and man, I don't know, dude. Like, um, crypto. I mean, of course, it has the potential to be revolutionary. You almost get into economics, politics, like, and philosophy if you really want to talk about where it's going.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Um,
dive deep. Just like curious, like your thoughts were because like
I mean, like honestly, I do genuinely believe that Bitcoin has a reasonable chance to become the world reserve asset. That it will literally play the same role that gold has traditionally played in economies, like kind of the ultimate place for rich people to stash their cash.
gotcha,
To
gotcha.
have it be stored intergenerationally and to be immune to inflation and all these things. But at the same time, Bitcoin will additionally like compared to gold, your ability to send some Bitcoin to your parents in India or something like that will be much better than it was for anything else. So it has the potential to, be so much more than gold was as the world's money source. Because, like, I guess one of the things that gives crypto people so much confidence these days is the fact that our current money system is obviously failing. Shit's fucked, man. You know what's going on with like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Federal Reserve and all this stuff. Like something's got to give, and it looks like crypto's been hot, man, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean that was deeper than I expected you to go. Um, but no, that's all good. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of aspects to it. Obviously, a lot of things there are, but I find it interesting myself. And ever since you introduced me to this, and brought forth this tournament idea. I've been reading more and more about it, looking into different things. It's been a lot of fun. Um, Something that I would recommend to people who are curious about it for sure. It's never too late to try to learn something new, right? So
Indeed, man. And also, as far as the speculation game goes, I mean, like, I guess I was first aware of Bitcoin as an investable, speculatable asset when it did the first burst after a $30 bubble. You know,
mhm.
I just looked back at the price chart. I'm like, wow, this thing went from like $2 to 30 in the course of a couple of weeks. Like, what an amazing opportunity as an investor gambler.
Mhm.
And it was on my radar, man, for so many years. I passed on it at $100. I passed on it at like this price, passed on it at that price.
Yeah.
Everyone feels like they're too fucking late by the time they get in. And honestly, with Bitcoin, I can totally understand it. But Banano, bro, you're getting it on the ground floor. I mean, Banano is also up like 20x on the year, but it's still, in terms of crypto market caps and stuff, a baby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, lots of information, lots of interesting things to look at for yourself before you make that decision. I mean, but definitely Jabari here. If anybody's convinced me that it's worth looking into, definitely been Jabari. But hey, I mean, it's up to you guys. Personal decisions. That's on you. We're not trying to tell you to do one thing or another. Just throwing some information out there for you. Um,
Indeed. There's also tons of stories of people in crypto experiencing catastrophic loss
for sure.
from either making the wrong choice, bad security practices. There's, of course, the non zero chance that Bitcoin abjectly fails, stuff like that.
For sure, for sure. But just wanted to say it as a disclaimer: we're not telling you to go out and buy these things. It's up to you. It's a personal choice.
We're not
Something you'll have
financial
to.
advisors.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. But hey, good information. I feel like to get out there for you guys. But just to elaborate a little bit about myself, if you don't know who I am, I am Juicy45. I play Age of Empires pretty much every day now at this point. Looking to get better at the game, stream on Twitch. I have the YouTube channel up. Probably gonna add this to that YouTube channel or make one specifically for it. Maybe do this live at some point. We'll see how it goes. But uh, support. I just want to throw some love out to everybody who has been supporting the channel during this tournament, before this tournament, all the way along the ride. Like, I mean, I do this because you guys enjoy it. It has been truly great for me to have people enjoy just watching me play a game and enjoy playing those games with me, coming along for the ride, participating in the tournaments. Regardless of like Twitch donations or sub money or anything like that, like it's just great that you guys show up and hang out and chat and are active in the Discord and put up different messages in there. Like it's truly been like a great, awesome thing for me. So I hope you guys know that I appreciate it. And Jabari, you as well. I mean, you came with this awesome tournament idea, man. You've been along with it all the way, throwing up all these images, getting your wife to make some custom images for us. I mean, huge shout out to her if she ever hears this. I mean, they are incredible. The one that you just sent me, I am in love with. I wish we had it sooner. We'll see how that goes, and we'll talk about that later, Jabari. But
Well,
lots of exciting things for it, and just really want to say I appreciate everybody for hanging out, watching everything, and showing up to the streams.
thank you for the appreciation, Juicy. And yeah, man, when we cast, I am also blown away that we have so many people engaged. Like, it does mean a ton to me as well. And uh, when you talk about the work I've done, I mean, once I got into Banano, I guess I committed myself to memeing it hard, man.
Yeah.
Um, and at this point, like, it's just thoughtless for me to create Banano memes and continue promoting it. I mean, as I said before, I think the thing that Banano really needs in order to make it is for its meme to be successful. And as a Banano whale, a gorilla, as they call us, I'm trying to carry that torch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have an entire folder of memes I've never thought that I would have, but I have tons of them because you send so many. It's great. I've even enjoyed using them on stream during the tournament games for some of them. It's been a lot of fun. We have some special ones to play later on too during
Yep.
tournaments. Looking forward to seeing those shown. Lots
Yep.
of great information
Hit?
there.
Can I throw some unexpected questions at you, Juicy?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
What are your ambitions as an Age of Empires player?
Ha! I mean, listen, I will go as high as I can go. I mean, it's this is just part time. This is my hobby. Like, I love this game. I enjoy it. I'm not so into Age of Empires 4. It's a fine game and all, but it's not Age of Empires 2. It's not what I want to play. So right now, finally hit like 1400 elo recently. Next up, the goal is 1500, and we'll see what happens, man. I mean,
Yeah, I think like a year ago you were like 1100 to climb 300 at this level in a year. It's very good, but yeah, quite frankly, you're not on course to ever be a
no.
top player.
No, not at all. And I never like aspire to be one. Like, there's so many intangibles with this game. This game, if you're not familiar with it, has so much that you have to pay attention to and learn. And if you're not even accustomed to an RTS game, it's gonna be a hard reality check when you start trying to play. Like, you say you watch like the Viper, and you're like, I want to play like that. Well, you have a long road ahead of you, and I wish you luck, but the odds are very low. You know what I mean? Um,
Indeed, but dude, I will say though, your casting and observing though are very nice, man. Whenever I go back and I watch one of the recs from our casts, you got that observing thing down, man. You're working that camera like a pro.
yeah, I mean, it just comes from watching the game for years, playing the game for years. I mean, I truly enjoy it. Casting is probably more fun for me than playing because playing at this point, at this level, is stressful. It definitely takes like a mental load to like try to compete at like the level I'm at. So I can't imagine how the pros feel with their high
Indeed,
level of
dude.
play.
Dude, I'm done after this tournament. I have like I'll play the open division, but as soon as I get eliminated from that, like the psychological energy that I've been dedicating just to get to 1500 and like I'm not even like a true random Civ Arabia 1500. I'm like a try hard. Like I've just kissed 1500 once. To
Yep,
get there, it's such an unbelievable high level of proficiency. Like
it's
the
insane.
hours and focus required and like even once you're there, like in order to perform at that level, like that same energy and effort could be spent to like accomplish great things in any domain.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's nice to do well in a tournament and get some recognition from the people you've been playing with for a while, but at the same time, you arrive at 1500, you step back, and there's still like, several more summits to climb, and it doesn't look especially inviting to keep going.
For sure. And just for perspective, if anyone's watching this and they don't know what the elo like level, how hard it is to get to where we are, I mean, top like what is it? Top 4,000 people roughly is like 1,400 elo, maybe top 4,500 people in the world. So obviously, the higher you go, the lower that number gets. I think you're in what, the top like 2,000, 2,500 players in the
I
world.
mean, at some point, it might have said in the top 2000, there's like duplicate accounts and stuff. So it's
Of course.
possibly accurate that at that moment of peaking, I was around the top 2000,
Mm-hmm.
which in a game this old with this many players, I suppose means something.
Sure.
I mean, as
I'm just
guys with
saying,
full,
like, just for like the
yeah,
casual person that doesn't know the game itself, like, we're talking like pretty high level competition at this point. Like,
I
it's
think it's a higher level of proficiency than most professionals like demonstrate in their careers, honestly. Like,
potentially for sure. I'm not gonna compare because there's no spectrum to compare it, but like it's a lot. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of practice. It's a lot of learning. What is it? 39 civilizations we have right now in the game. Like all the differences with them. I mean, that's part of the reason why we love it though. It's such a complex but yet simple thing at the same time in my head. Like it just truly can be like the funnest thing in the world for me or also like the bane of my existence at times.
mm,
So like it's like a love hate relationship, but that's what keeps me into it because I'm trying and trying and trying, and finally you start to see success as just rewarding at that point for me.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, for the majority of the time that I've played the game, I've done it in what I would consider to be a kind of compulsive, degenerate, addictive sort of way. For the
Sure.
vast majority of the time, not caring whatsoever about my performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for the longest time on HD and possibly even for a good while I was starting on DE, I was 100% not doing build orders. Like I was just trying to get like the Dream Turk army every game. And often when the opponent would call GG, I would reflexively resign in order to smurf my elo down a little bit just so I could get more favorable matchups. Like
Gotcha.
n- eh, nothing about the way I was playing had anything to do with improving or getting better at the game. It was just a weird,
You played it your
people get
way. I get it.
people get different things out of video games, man, and
Yeah.
I just enjoyed microing that army of janissaries and bombard cannons.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, but I mean, it's everyone's gonna have a different way to explain why they love the game. There's many different games out there nowadays too. They release them every freaking month, like like for a game to last 20 plus years and so many people to play it and love it, it's just a great thing. So, any other questions, Jabari? You said a couple there, by the way.
Yeah, the natural following question is, what are your ambitions with streaming and content creation?
Um, ooh, put me on the spot here. Why don't you, Jabari?
You can circle back if you want, dude, if you don't
No,
have
it's all
super
right.
well formulated stuff. I was
So
under the impression that you wanted to go full time, man.
I would love to. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. It's something I've thought about several times. Unfortunately, it's not really available time for me. With three kids, a wife, lots of running around to do full time would be extremely difficult to achieve. But maybe someday we'll see what happens. But I've been teasing some big announcement coming, and it is coming. For those of you who follow on Twitch, and Jabari here, who's also wondering what that is, there are some big things happening, but I cannot say anything about that at this time.
Your tease game is on point, dude. Everybody wants to know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably end up being a disappointment to a lot of people because it's not going to be full time. But
Oh,
uh,
nobody suspected that was coming. Your numbers ain't there yet at all, bro.
well, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of pieces that need to fall in place for what I'm planning to happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But ultimately, yes, I would love to do that. And who knows? I mean, maybe one day. But right now, this is my hobby. It's how I enjoy my time alone here at the house with people, that are not in my house. Got to have that time, I think, in your life, equal balance. So we'll see. I mean, this podcast kind of is involved with some things. A lot of experimental things we're going to be trying. So we'll see. We'll see. More on that though in the coming months, Jabari, for sure.
Cool, cool, yeah. And I do definitely dig the experimental approach. I think a lot of the best things, in particular, like entertainment or art, I don't know if this specifically qualifies as either, come out of just like random happenstance, you know,
Yeah,
a spin-off of some experiment or something. So
for sure.
we might be just producing something that just, gets flushed down the void of the internet. But, maybe this is the first stepping stone in something great. Who knows?
Yeah, and I've been talking about doing something like this for 3 years. I've been asking people close to me in my life to do it, and it just never lined up until recently. So we're gonna give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And I mean, I could talk about video games all day long, so I'm covered there. But I
Sweet.
mean, what about you're saying you're gonna be done with Age of Empires basically after this, huh, Jabari?
I mean, I will check in and play occasionally. I'm sure I'll sign up for the next tournament, but very specifically, I want to retry my hand at game development. I do software for a living. I've been a hobbyist game developer my whole life, man. Even back in middle school, dude, I was programming games on like the TI-83 calculator. It's actually what I think
Yeah.
is my greatest talent and the closest thing to a passion I have. Like I can do it and love it, and I think I maybe I only have one really good one in me, but I think that I can make a really good one. I've never done 3D game development before,
Hmm.
just a bunch of 2D. I've done some research into the different engines, and I have a pretty comfortable work from home job now. Clearly, from what you're seeing with me able to admin this tournament and play so much Age of Empires, I have the free time to pursue such a project.
Yeah.
And I mean, quite frankly, I'm just nowhere on the radar as an Age of Empires player. You know, I'm doing it for fun. There's no other way about it.
Yeah.
But I do genuinely believe that I could produce some sick game, and ultimately, it is kind of my dream job. I don't know, man. If Banano hits $19, I'll quit my day job and I'll try and start some indie game shit. Or I don't know, man. I just got to take a swing at it, you know?
No, I don't blame you. I expect to have access to the first release early.
Yeah, I think I might do a little bit of, I might dabble in some development streaming. I think that even if it's just a few people, getting some continuous positive feedback might be the way to go, because from my past experiences with software, like I literally have had projects where I work alone in isolation for over 1,000 hours,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then
For
I
sure.
post something on Reddit and a couple dozen people say it's cool and no one sticks around and no one cares. And I just wonder what I'm doing with my life.
Fair enough.
And if I can have people like kind of aware of the development process, I mean, possibly giving constructive feedback and whatnot as I go, like I think I guess I've just become aware of what you can accomplish with streaming, and I might want to dabble in it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I wouldn't hang high hopes on it for long-term revenue by any chance at this point, but it's definitely an experience that I would not give back. It's been a lot of fun. I've had and met a lot of different people from all over the world, and it's been a lot of fun to talk with them just in random conversations about something we have in common and enjoy. So definitely, I think that would be of interest to quite a few people, honestly, and especially if like you can get like your friends and family involved somehow too. I think that helps out. Having that solid support system behind you is huge. So
For
definitely,
sure, man.
definitely. I assume you're going to use the Jabari name.
Yeah, actually, I've come to love this name, man. It is not my birth name. I will not be revealing my birth name.
No one's asking you
But
to. Jabari is just
yeah,
fine.
indeed, yeah, but yeah, back in college, there was this cool dude named Jabari, and me and one of my best friends, we just started calling each other Jabari, kind of like to mean dude.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And bro, it rocks, dude. Of all the various screen names and pseudonyms I've had, Jabari is on point.
Yeah. Well, whenever he does eventually pull the trigger on this, guys, you'll find the link to his Twitch channel below. We'll be sure to add that in. Um, and we'll have a lot of other links down below for the Discord that we have here if you guys are interested in any of this or just want to have a conversation or maybe interested in being a guest on this podcast. I mean, we are looking to have some small content creators on to get some of their experiences and see how that goes. See who's interested. But I think it's a great idea, Jabari. Like, not to like skip over that at all. I think if that's what you think is your passion, you should definitely try it. Like, where's the harm? Especially like you said with your free time. I mean, it's something that you enjoy. You're gonna gain something out of it. Like personal satisfaction is super important in my book. So I definitely wish you luck. I know nothing about game development, so
It's hard, man. I mean, I often compare it to wanting to be a musician. Like, you know, there's like hundreds of thousands of guys out there that can absolutely crush it on the guitar and write excellent music. And they probably have 0 to 1 fans, a lot of them.
yeah,
Like when you're I guess the thing is people love making games just like people love playing music. So there's an oversupply of the product, and just quite flatly, like over 99% of games don't get played, period.
yeah,
And I've programmed a few such games, And it's been a few years, and I think that I've matured a lot. I think I know a lot more about life and all these things and how it works. Part of my like grand plan now is not to do it, necessarily forever as some sort of side hustle. Like I would probably aspire to have some degree of like corporate funding. Like the ideal thing would be to have like have it be done as part of a proper commercial venture.
Hmm.
um, and yeah, I guess I'm ready to start dabbling back in those waters after being discouraged and just being a sellout programmer for hire, working on whatever interface has the dollars flowing through it for so many years now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's awesome, man. I hope it goes really well for you. I think that'd be great. And when he does start streaming, guys, again, links will be below. But go give
Thank
him a
you.
follow. We're gonna give Jabari support forever, guys. He's done the same for me over the recent months and year, really, a couple years, I guess. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of the Juicy GG podcast. Jabari, I thank you for coming on, having the chat. Hope to have you back here again before too long. But
Appreciate it very much, man. If this podcast blows up, I'm gonna feel so cool about being guest number one.
and you should. And if it blows up, you have a sponsor for your gaming programming, whatever you want to do. Um,
Sponsor? You're gonna put some money this way, bro?
hey, listen, anything's possible if something happens great on this end, you know. But
Mm.
for anyone interested, I am over on Twitch. It is just twitch.tv/Juicy45. But that's going to do it tonight. Join us for episode 2, where I talk to a Battlefield enthusiast about the current game and how everything is going in that realm. But guys, appreciate you hanging out. Be sure to check the links below. Join the Discord. Follow us on this eventual YouTube channel. And come on over to Twitch. And we'll see ya for the next one, guys. Later.